If you have a driving license, then you've got the potential to be earning £50,000 a year. These two job roles, one is self-employed and one is employed. There's no clickbait, there's nothing like that involved. I've done both of these jobs. Currently, I'm doing the self-employed version of the job, which is as a driving instructor. But I've also been a HGV driver before. With these jobs at the minute, you can easily be making £50,000 a year, and the job market is open for both of them. In this video, guys, I'm going to talk about the requirements needed to start these jobs, and also what sort of investment you're going to have to make and the pros and cons of each job involved. This video is going to be especially useful for the guys who are doing Uber taxis, the Deliveroo food couriers and the Uber Eats food couriers. If you have your own driving license, then guys, why are you being underpaid and undervalued by these big corporations? Go out and work for yourself as a driving instructor, or go and get yourself a HGV license and go and work in an occupation that is going to value you and pay you a decent living so you can provide your families. Stop traveling 5 miles for like £5 and £6. You're worth more than that, guys. So if you like the sound of that, then carry on watching. So getting straight into it, guys, there's zero qualifications needed to start both of these jobs. All you need is an investment of about under £3,000 for both of them, give and take the routes you take. Okay, so it's not even that expensive, and the returns can be potentially great. We're talking about £50,000 a year. That's before tax. So weekly you'll be pulling in close to about £1,500 a week, and you're not going to be working nowhere near the amount of hours you are working at the minute doing Uber Eats, Deliveroo food courier and Uber Eats food courier. Or even if you're working in an office, if you have a driving license, then you can also do these job roles. So why are you be paying minimum wage doing administrative work? Go out and be your own boss. Have nobody looking over you. Do your own thing. So I'm currently working as a driving instructor. Life as a driving instructor is pretty similar to what you do on taxis. You're your own boss, you manage your own diary, you work around your own schedule. But the better thing is, you know what you're going to earn in that week. Your diary is set out for you. You set it out yourself, okay? So I currently, with my schedule, I'll do my first lesson about 9:30 for about 2 hours. That will finish at 11:30. I'll have about half an hour in between, do my next session at 12 o'clock till 2 o'clock. Then I'll go home for a few hours, and in the evening I'll do another one. So that's 6 hours a day I'm doing, not even working that many hours. I've got the flexibility to work when I want and not work when I want to. Similar to what you guys do in taxis, but the thing is, I know what I'm making, and I charge between £35 to £40 an hour, depending on how many hours they book with me. The guys that bulk hours with me, I'll give them a bigger discount. The guys that do pay as you go, I'll give them no discount basically. So I'm running my own business from my home, and I've got a lot of spare times for my family and to make these YouTube videos. The downside to driving instructing is, guys, it's a stressful job. You need to have a good level of English. So if your English is not that good, you might struggle with it. But depending if you speak Urdu Punjabi, you can possibly teach just that clientele. There's plenty of people out there that need lessons in Urdu and Punjabi or whatever language you speak. So the job market is there. And also there's no switching off in this job, so you can't just switch off and go to sleep. Remember, it's your life and also the life of others and your trainees. You're in charge of, you're responsible for them when you're giving instruction to them as a PDI or an ADI. So you need to be switched on all the time. You need to be looking at what they're doing and analyzing them, okay? You need to be planning ahead for them, getting ready for any mistakes they may potentially make. and also be ready for the actions of other road users. And also you need to be reliable. You can't keep cancelling on your clients. In taxis, Uber deliveries, food deliveries, if you don't want to do a job, you just cancel it and you go home. In this job, you need to be reliable. You can't keep cancelling on your students unless you got a valid reason, okay? So if somebody's booked in for you, they've already paid you for the lesson, you need to have a valid reason to be cancelling on them. If you're unwell, okay, that's a valid reason. But if you just can't be bothered, you can't do that. So you sort of have to give up that flexibility you have in your current job role. But besides all of that, the earning potential is great in this field. So let's just even go down the lower end of the spectrum. Let's say you charge £33 an hour and you do 40 hours worth of lessons in a week. I personally don't do that much because I'm mentally drained after a few hours. But if you did, then you will be coming out with £1,300 a week easily, okay? That's at the lower end of the spectrum. If you charge more, you make more, guys. You work more hours, you make more. So the earning potential is there. Now to get started, because everybody wants to know how you can get started, you got two routes. You can go down the franchise route or you can go down the independent route. If you're starting off as a PDI, guys, you're going to have to be sponsored by a driving school. You could either go to the BSMs, the bill plans, the AAs, and get them to do it, get into a franchise with them, which is very expensive, but it's a good way to get started off, and it's quite a cheap way to get started off in this field. Most of these companies can sell you a course with all the hours and training included for about £1,500, or you could go down to an independent school which will give you a more personal training course, but you're going to be paying close to about £2,500 to £3,000 down that field, okay? But so it's completely up to you how you want to go down about it, but you will make your money back instantly, okay? So I just gave you the maths there. £1,300 a week, lower end of the spectrum, times that by 4, that's close to over £4,000 in a month, guys, okay? So you make it back pretty much instantly. But don't get me wrong, guys, it is quite difficult to get qualified as an ADI, okay? I'm an ADI now, so I've got all my parts out of the way. You're going to have to go through 3 parts, okay? One is part 1, which is your theory test. Then you've got your part 2, which is the practical driving test. And then you've got your part 3, which is your instructional ability test. You have to pass all 3 of them to become a approved driving instructor. Once you pass them, then you're in the clear. But until then, you're not officially a driving instructor. What you will be starting off as is as a potential driving instructor. So once you've gone to the school, got your theory out of the way, got your practical driving test out of the way, you've completed your 40 hours mandatory training, you can apply to the DVSA and they'll put you on a pink potential driving instructor's license, okay? Once you've got that, you can start giving paid driving lessons to pupils, and and you can earn as you go along. But the DVSA do say your job is not secure yet, okay, and treat it as a learning license where you're getting paid to do the job, and it's to help you qualify as a driving instructor, which will not happen until you pass your part 3. Now moving on to HGV driving. I've also done this as well, guys. I did this job role about a couple of years ago. It wasn't for me, I left it. But at the minute, the market is so hot for this job roles and they're recruiting so heavily, and the government's made it easier for you to qualify as a HGV driver because there's such a big market. Since we left the European Union, there's a shortage of them, okay? And now you don't have to go from category C, you can go straight up to category C plus E, which is your architects. In simpler terms, the big lorries, the long ones with the trailers, you can go straight to them, okay? The pros of this job role is you're paid well, first of all. You're your own boss in a sense. Once you've left the yard, you're on your own, okay? And the world's your oyster. You just drive, do your deliveries, go back home, and you relax, okay? You know what you're gonna make, you know what time you're gonna finish, and what time you're gonna be home by. You can give that time to your family. The downsides are you're going to be traveling long distances potentially, okay? Especially for the guys that do international trucking, they can be out for potentially up to a week, okay? You can do long days. 12 hours a day is quite common in the field. You've also got a tachograph, which is a card you have to put into the trucks, and it monitors how many hours you're working and how many hours you're driving, so you're not constantly driving around for 12 hours a day and putting other people's lives at risk, okay? So these things you're going to have to take into account. And if you're a family guy, you might not want to be hundreds of miles away from your family. So the other job role, which is as a driving instructor, might be better for you. But if you're single, or if you don't mind being away from your family, this job role might be better for you. For me, with a young family, I didn't want to be hours away from them. So that's the reason why I left it personally myself. Cost wise, it's going to cost you up to £3,000, okay? If you're paying more than that, then I'd go and look elsewhere. There's plenty of schools around the UK that will give you your training for between £2,000 to £3,000. So shop around, guys. And moving on to the requirements, guys, you just need a driving license again, preferably no more than 6 points on your license, okay? Because then it becomes difficult to land a job afterwards. You're also going to need a decent level of English, just so you can communicate with the people you're going to be working with in the yard, and also the clients that you're going to be delivering to after also. But apart from that, just get your license, go to a training school. They'll give you the training you need, and you can be making up to £50,000 a year quite easily. Actually, you can make more than that, okay? Because these days HGV drivers are making £17 to £18 an hour. Do the maths, okay? If you work like up to 60, 70 hours a week, you can make a lot of money. So again, with this job role, guys, there's 3 parts to it to qualify as it. First, you're gonna have to do your theory test, which consists of 100 questions. Then you've got your practical driving test on the road, which is up to an hour long. And then part 3 is just CPC training, okay? This is another separate test you're going to have to do, where you go around the vehicle. The examiner is going to ask you a few questions. For example, you're going abroad into France, where would you check for people hiding on the trucks? So you just have to go around the truck showing, I'll check here, here, for any people that potentially might be hiding here. Now this job role is a little bit more easier to qualify in than the driving instructing. Believe me, it's not easy to become a driving instructor. The part 3 test, a lot of people fail in that, but in this one it's a little bit more straightforward. You'll get your license, you'll go to companies. The job market is hot at the minute. I promise you, you'll land a job role within maybe a week or 2, and you'll get started off as a trucker pretty much straight away. And the return on your investment will be great. You'll be making a lot of money on it, and you'll make your money back that you spend on the training within a couple of months, guys. And it's a job for life as well. It's a career. You can also buy your own truck, start your own company up. The job market is great in this field, so you're not going to regret becoming a truck driver either, okay? So don't just get fixated on becoming a HGV driver, because this field is great also. It's just not for me. That's why I'm not doing it. I prefer driving instructing, so I'm doing that. But I could go to trucking tomorrow if I wanted to. But personally, with my situation, currently where I am in life, is not for me. So these are the 2 jobs that I've just given you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, okay? And hopefully it helps you make a choice of what you want to do in life, okay, and the career choice you want to take. My friends have been telling me how much Uber's been paying these days, and it's just crazy. So I thought I'll make a video for you guys so you can get out of that trade. You guys, you're worth more than that. Why are you investing so much money, spending £15,000-20,000 on a car and getting paid less than £1 a mile? You're worth more than that. Don't do it, guys. Spend that money elsewhere. Invest in yourself and make a lot more money so you can be more secure. The best choice I personally made was leaving the taxi industry. Now I'm a lot more secure. I'm respected for what I do. My pupils love me because I'm teaching them a life skill, okay? And them guys are gonna remember me for the rest of their life, hopefully, okay? You never forget your driving instructor. If you learn to drive in the UK, you know what I mean. You never forget that person because they've gave you your freedom, okay? So guys, and also truck drivers are highly respected also because they make the world go around, okay? You go to Asda, Lidl, wherever, who's bought that stock for them? It's truck drivers, okay? So it's an essential job role that you're going to be doing, and it's going to be, both of these jobs are going to be secure. So you've got one less thing to worry about. As a taxi driver, you work seasonal. You work for when the students are here. Here, at least in the city I live in, okay? It's when the students are here. When the students are here, happy days, you make your money. When they're not here, you're running around for scraps, sitting there watching a movie while you wait for a £5 job. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I thought I'll make something a bit more different. I'll give you guys my personal advice. People are always coming up to me on the road and asking me, how do I become a driving instructor and all these kind of questions. So I thought I'll put it out there on YouTube so the whole world can see, okay? If you got any questions for me, make sure you ask me and I'm happy to answer them, okay? Drop it down in the comments and I'll reply to it, or I'll make another video if you want me to and reply to whatever question you got. And also, if you did enjoy the video, then consider subscribing to my channel. It helps me a lot, it's motivating me, and also give a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, okay guys? See you again. I'll be releasing more videos next week. Until then, take care of yourself and let me know what you decide to do, okay? If you decide to go ahead with it, then let me know. Thanks guys, bye.